Today I am going to discuss about some hidden points of organon. When Dr. Hahnemann was working on homeopathy, and as you all know that Dr. Hahnemann was born in 1755, and after acquiring his degrees in medicine, he dissatisfied with the practice of that time, and he started translation of books. And while he was translating the book of Culus Medica, he was again not satisfied with the views of Cullen's, in which he wrote some things about the Cullen. And after doing some work, he found some principle in 1796. And he worked since 1790, and in 96, he gave a principle that is known as similia similibus currenta, and that's why this 1796 is also known as the birth year of homeopathy. And when homeopathy was under attack, our master Dr. Hahnemann was doing his work and experiment to show the world what is homeopathy. So in 1810, he wrote a first edition of our Organon of Medicine, and on the title page of Organon, he wrote four couplets of poem from German poet Gellert. And the poem is, "The truth we mortal need, us blessed to make and keep, the always slightly covered over, what did not worry deep." So this shows his enthusiasm and work on what he want to work. Okay? And then when he wrote his second edition of Organon, and he got very tortured by the practitioners of that time, of his time. So when he wrote a second edition that was written in 1819, first edition was wrote in 1810, and second edition was wrote in 1819, and on which he wrote the words Aude Sapere, that means dare to be wise. Dare to be wise. And we homeopaths are going to continue what we are doing. And no matter how strong, they are going to let us down. What we need to continue our job as we are doing. We don't need to show world how powerful we are, because their question on homeopathy itself shows they are frustrated, loser. They don't have anything just to criticize. What? Truth is truth. And it's not going to change. We need not to worry. है ना? हमको इससे कोई चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है. And this Aude Sapere, this is a phrase which is very famous in world of homeopathy, in our homeopathy, and what why this phrase is so famous? This is question for you all. And this phrase is so much famous in the world of homeopathy because it is published on the title page of philosophical rule book of homeopathy, that is also known as Organon of Medicine. And next question may be arising in your mind, is it written on every edition of the book? No, it is not written on every edition of this book. Then on which editions of this book is it is published on title page? क्या बता सकते हैं आप ये किस एडिशन से स्टार्ट हुआ ये लिखना? I have told you earlier in very starting. In the starting, he wrote some couplets of poem, Gilbert's poem, and second edition onward, up to 6th edition, and that is second, third, fourth, fifth, and in 6th edition, it is published on the title page. And that means first edition is devoid of this and does not have this phrase printed on its title page and not mentioned anywhere in book of first edition. And I will tell you the first edition in 1810, second is 1819, and third one is 1824 and 1829, and fourth, fifth one is 1833. Okay? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6th edition is published after the death of 73 years after the death of Dr. Henneman. And it is also known as posthumous edition. Now, this is not, we are not talking about all these things, we are talking about this Aude Sapere, that is, dare to be wise. And question is, what does phrase Aude Sapere mean? It means dare to be wise. But why homeopath use this phrase and mention it on title page of his book named Organon of Medicine? He used it because he liked it. He was opposed because his discovery of homeopathy at the time of discovery was not accepted by the society of medicine at that time. उस टाइम की जो सोसाइटी थी मेडिसिन की या डॉक्टर्स की, वो होम्योपैथी को बिल्कुल एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रही थी. वो आज भी कंडीशन बनी हुई है. द सेम सिचुएशन इज nowadays we are facing, that most of the allopaths are not considering that homeopathy is scientific, and so many times so many so-called scientists we hear to say that homeopathy is nothing but is a placebo-pathy. So we don't care, we must be dare to be wise, and we must have knowledge of all subjects besides our principles and rules of homeopathy. And according to them, it was against their old laws. What Dr. Henneman knows, that he was right, correct and wise, and he proved it big time. What? Society of Medicine accepted it very late, which requires on behalf of discoverer patience and courage to dare the task of proving truth, which people does not want to accept so easily. And you all will see that there are so many homeopaths who have very prestige between the alphabets nowadays also. If you do proper and classical, so-called classical homeopathy, then I will assure you all, you will get respect and regard in allopathic society also. So we must follow the rules which are laid by Dr. Henneman in the book, that is Organ of Medicine. So organ of medicine, study of organ of medicine is very must, and we must study very piously. And to break prejudice, strong footing from long years from the society is not the easy task. It requires courage to prove them when you know that you will have to face repeated rejections from them and grave punishment to think of such new phenomena, which is not acceptable to prejudice of the society. What Dr. Henneman took the courage to prove, and what he discovered is truth and right way to cure. So it is the actual meaning of this Aude Sapere is you have a courage, and if you have knowledge, then you will have courage to prove yourself in the society. And there are so many doctors, they prove their worth, and they are treating so many incurable diseases very easily. Okay, so the homeopaths who follow the rules that were laid by Dr. Henneman, they prove ourselves and they prove the science also. So this is all about this Aude Sapere and the couplets which are used by Dr. Henneman in the first edition, and that was replaced by these two words Aude Sapere. I will again repeat the poem. The truth we mortal need, us blessed to make and keep, the always slightly covered over what did not worry deep. है ना, ये पोइम उन्होंने स्टार्टिंग की फर्स्ट एडिशन में लिखी थी और सेकंड एडिशन ऑनवर्ड ये ऑड सपेरे इन्होंने यूज किया. So this is all about this new aspect of this Aude Sapere. So thank you.